The Importance of Princess Diana. I know that's a crazy title, but it will make sense to you. We are all wondering what's been happening in the world, and I've got a really good idea about that, and I'm going to give it to you now. But we're all here. You are here. You're in the world now because you wanted to break through to something that's within you. You wanted to evolve. You wanted to become more. You wanted to become successful. And the only question you have to ask yourself is if you are willing to do that. That is it. Because we were all born with everything that we needed to make our lives really successful, happy, prosperous, and all of that. But we don't move into it all the time. I didn't move into it all the time. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why all this craziness is happening in our world. As you know, I've been writing about receiving the information from Wilhelm for more than 2 years about the restructuring that we are all moving through. None of this is accidental. The war is not accidental. It was coming because of how we each have been living, because we contribute to the collective of everything that's happening in our world. But we don't understand that all the time. I didn't understand it, but we always have guidance, but we're not paying attention to that either. I've been talking about my program forever, and most people couldn't understand. How did this come about? Well, I'll tell you. And that's why this was important for Princess Diana. If you watch the video, and I'll put it here because it's on my site, anyadvicefortoday.com. I wrote, it's a long kind of thing that I received this morning. I'm downloading all of this morning. But anyway, I was in the middle of the night, which happens for me a lot. There's a video that's flashing. I'm supposed to look at it. And it was an interview with Princess Diana's vocal coach. Yeah, I was a vocal coach. All these things become connected. And then you start hearing the stories, what he's going through and talking about. And the night before, I'm having a conversation with my brothers, and I'm speaking of certain things that I kind of doubted about myself. I was always told, in my readings that I had ancient memory. I was told even a reference to Atlantis. I didn't believe any of that. It didn't make any sense to me, except now I'm seeing that that's what's come through, because that's the only way that I could have created what I did. That's the only way. And if you look at it, and then the very last video that I left there was pulling together what I do. And this was a person who's talking about, this is a scientist, a neuroscientist, talking about, he's very motivational too, if you watch it, but there's a marriage of bringing science and spirituality together. Even though he doesn't go into talking about that, you'll see that we have always known that. Einstein told us this. As we evolve, we turn into something more if we are willing. And a lot of us have not been willing. I wasn't willing. But I now understand that I'm willing, and I'm going to take this further. The more people who decide to own themselves and embody themselves and become prosperous, that's really important, as you'll see in all of that if you read what was in there. But we are meant to shift the wealth and income inequality that has existed in the world for so long, and we're existing now to shift that, to change it. But the way that we change it is not about the money. It really isn't. It is about the energy, and the energy is us. The energy is us being willing to own who we are. And I'm being the example by talking to you all about this and giving you this information, but also giving you my program. And I've talked about it a lot. Couldn't understand why it worked. Now I do. And if you watch the videos, you will see too. We have science now that tells us how these things come about, how we can live our lives in a better way. My program, Your Life Operating Instructions, is a philosophy. It's a lifestyle. You do not change overnight. I've been doing this for more than almost 40 years. So you don't do this overnight, but it does change. You have the ability to completely transform your life. And because more people haven't done that, our world creates wars. Some of you will understand that. And each of us has an ability and a responsibility, because we're here now, to make a change and to offer more. And that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm doing is I received very clear guidance about what I'm supposed to do with this. And more people need to own who they are and step up to the place. The next couple of months especially are going to be a little challenging for us in the world, so it's better for us to work on what we're doing, what we have within us, because we all have something. And so what I'm doing, I'm leaving my program up for the next couple of days at the rate that it is now, but then it's going to come off because I need to move it. I'm moving it to another platform, and it is going to go on for a year because I've got to do that. I have so much information. And that's how you change. The way that we change anything, we know this through science, is that we have to look at what we've been thinking about ourselves, what we've been believing. We have to be willing to look at that, and that's what my program does. I had to do that my entire life. What are the erroneous beliefs I've been holding about myself? Now, how can I change those? And then understanding that I have chemistry that's going on that makes it takes a little time to do that, but if I'm consistent with it, it's going to change. And then all of a sudden, I'm this different person. And if you know any of my story, it's kind of miraculous that I'm sitting here and talking to you and offering this, but it's because of the work. I didn't create it. It came to me. I received it. I channel. I receive information that way, which has also been challenging for me because I didn't study all of this as some of the others have done, and I never even was very heavily into the whole spiritual New Age thing. That wasn't my deal. I wanted to give people something where they combine everything, where it becomes something practical that you can use it to live the best life possible. And everyone has the ability to do that, but we don't always make that choice. And it is a choice. And sometimes we got to push ourselves, and that's what I did. If you've seen some of the videos that I've put out recently, I'm just owning and putting out there who I've been, what I do, and being proud of it. And every single person has that. You judge yourself because you think that something about you is wrong. Not true. And my program shows you that. It has you reinterpret everything. And you see in some of the videos, they talk about reframing. Same thing that I've spoken of often. We have that ability. And the world needs us to own that. So you have a responsibility to yourself to do that, but also understanding that your energy and what you choose to do now is affecting the world. And we can't put away that responsibility because we all have it, because we're all that important and essential unless we choose to believe that we aren't. Now, so you look at my program, it's guaranteed. I mean, it's difficult to believe that you wouldn't take it because it is guaranteed. If you don't, you have nothing to lose. But what I'm doing is the people who are in now and the people who come in between now and the weekend, you will have this forever. So think about that. You have something that you're paying this amount of money for that gives you the ability to stay in for as long as you want and transform your life. That's what I'm saying. I've changed this up now. We gave people a discount before. I'm not doing that. That's gone. And so now it's just going to be this for right now. And then coming into when the new program is up, we've got to put it up on a new place because it's going to be a lot of fun there. But that's going to be a monthly subscription. Okay, so because you wouldn't go to a counselor or a coach or what you pay all the time. Because this is not something that you're sitting alone. I'm working with you, and we'll have another coaches there as well eventually, but I'm working with you, so it's not something that you're just sitting and doing a program by yourself. But I'm telling you, it is guaranteed, and you will come out a different person. The way that it works, so we're really clear, the first 4 weeks are guaranteed. That's why we call it 4 weeks to your best life, because you're going to know. You're going to either see that you have changed and things are happening, and if you do all the work, you're going to see that you've changed. And then after that, it's just on your own. You just decide to stay as long as you want. That's all. But those people who come in now, you will have the opportunity to stay in the group calls for forever. That's the way that's going to work. But I want you to understand, you are in the world now to accomplish something. I know it doesn't felt that way. It's found really challenging and difficult, and you'll hear everybody talking about that in the videos. However, it's for a purpose. The purpose is to get you to own who you are, and I'm giving you that opportunity here. All right, you guys, have a good one. See you soon.